The thing is that we live in a society that kind of push us to show that our lives are great. Every day, every moment, every activity we do is wonderful. But that's not true, because we live beautiful days, but also we have bad days. And we have great gigs, but also awful gigs. And the same story is about busking. In the last times, busking is becoming more popular, especially in the social world. You can see this video with huge crowds and everyone clapping and cheering and wow. And that's nice, that's okay. But that's not all. There is a whole world, behind that. And I felt the need of doing a video, actually a little series of video, to tell you what they didn't tell you about busking.
What they didn't tell you.
Okay, this is not meant to be something to discourage people and say bad things about busking, but it's more something to be more true and see the whole about this beautiful activity that is busking. And I actually thought to divide the things that I would like to tell you in 5 main topics. And let's have an overview now, and I'm gonna do 5 different videos to go deeper in each of these points. The first one is the weather, because as you can tell, busking is a weather dependent activity. So yes, sometimes, some days, there is a great weather, you just go outside and enjoy yourself. But there are other days, many days, when the weather is not great, and sometimes you can even tell that until you are on the street doing what you are gonna do. And it can be too windy, it can be too cold, it can be too hot, it can be too something. But anyway, streets are not a protected environment, as it can be indoors, gigs, venues. And yeah, the second topic is what you can do, because probably you didn't think about that, but yes, wildness, freeness, all this kind of, the idea of busking, this put yourself out and just express, share your stuff. That's true, absolutely true, and that's one of the main things that I love about busking. But at the same time, you will learn that not everything works in the streets. As I said, streets are a particular environment. It's not an indoor space. It's not a theater. It's not a jazz club. It's not a pub, wherever. So some things will work better than others, and some things will not work at all. And I'm not talking about money. Maybe money too, but I'm talking firstly about the feeling that you are doing something and that thing is in the right place and is okay or not. That is the idea. And I discovered that doing busking, like probably the most of the buskers, and I'm doing, yes, I'm not doing what I don't like. I'm not meaning this. I just selecting from the whole of the things that I like, because I play jazz, I play kind of pop, jazz, all around. There's many things around that. I select the things that I feel that they works in the street. Some other things I'm gonna play in a jazz club, not in the streets. Some other things I'm gonna play in a theater, in a concert, indoor, in other atmosphere. But at the same time, it's the same story when you play a gig in a pub, for example, or when you play a gig in a concert hall. It's the same story. Some things are more suiting for that environment and not for the other, and Let's go to the third thing, the topic that is the crazy things that can happen to you, but also the crazy serious things that can happen to you, because as I said, streets are not a protect environment. And when I say this, I'm not talking only about weather, but I'm talking also about things that going on around you. And you can face many things that can be funny, can be kind of weird, or maybe you say like, okay. But also kind of more serious and some way dangerous things. So I think be aware of that is very useful, because you need to be prepared and be ready to react in some way, but also to not let these things take off your energy, put you in a bad mood. That is busking. That is a part of busking. You just need to be aware and be ready to that. And let's go to the fifth point, that is the routine. In the past, before I started busking, I never thought that the word routine could have been together with the word busking, because of all this idea of free and natural, spontaneous activity, busking. But actually, busking is a job too. It can be a job, and it can be a full-time job. And this can turn into a routine. And this can destroy your busking, because the thing that busking is something kind of wild, spontaneous, and that is the true nature of busking. And you need to feed that nature. You need to protect that aspect of the busking. If it turns into routine, it turns into something boring. It turns into something that is gonna make you bored about busking, and it's not gonna work. You're not gonna enjoy that and the dying of busking. And the last one of this topic, and probably the most requested for all the people that in the past asked me to do a video like this, here we are, is earnings. Because as I said, busking can be a job, it can be a full-time job, and there are many artists that are full-time buskers, so they make their living out of busking. And there are many things that can improve or make it worse, that can affect your earnings when you are busking. And we're gonna have a deep look about all the things that can make you improve your earnings and what you can expect from busking, everything about that. Alright, are you curious? Well, let's go with the first one. Let's start with the first one, because the first one is the weather. So let's have a look about what weather means for busking in next video.